Buongiorno and benvenuti. Hello and welcome to the ItalianCookingClass.com. What we're going to do today, folks, is we're going to do a very simple mayonnaise in a very quick and easy method, and we're going to connect with these wonderful ingredients to create a beautiful, beautiful recipe. What we have here, some eggs, of course, because mayonnaise is an egg base, with some vegetable oil. You can use olive oil if you like. I prefer to use vegetable oil because it's lighter and it's not so concentrated in flavour, and it gives you a more even flavour, all the other ingredients. Some lemon juice, of course. We have some water, just a small amount to actually make it smoother. We have some vinegar. We have some, this is a raspberry vinegar. You can use a white vinegar, which is here, if you like, in preference. Just bearing in mind the actual raspberry vinegar will be a little bit sweeter and also colour the actual sauce of some. The white vinegar won't be as sweet and also won't colour it. Some Dijon mustard to give it a good complexity. And we've got some chilli sauce there. You can use a tabasco sauce, has a bit more zing in it, but that's what I prefer to use. So, we're going to do this now. We're going to do the mayonnaise, and I'm using the food processor. It actually gives you a creamier texture because it mixes the air and the oil and the egg all together at a much faster rate. So if you give it a little bit more time to actually mix all those ingredients together, you actually get a creamier mayonnaise. So that's what we're going to do right now. Okay, so basically we're just going to just crack an egg in there very simply. What I didn't mention before was a little bit of salt too, because salt does bring out the flavour of the ingredients. Not too much, just enough, because there's not a lot of stuff here, so a little bit too much salt. If there's too much salt, it will be overpowering. So we've got the egg. We're going to throw in chilli sauce that we're using here. Wonderful. Nice tea towel. All the Dijon mustard that were in the recipe. Now you'll notice that some of the ingredients I've actually kept on the bench as well as extra, things like water and lemon juice and the vinegar, in the event that it might need a little bit more of the vinegar or the lemon juice or the water. Now the reason for that is because what the vinegar does, it actually breaks up the solids and the fats and the oils in the actual mayonnaise, and it makes it become smoother and more liquid. And so does the water. It actually makes it become a little bit more lighter as well. So the whole thing can mix longer. And so we might need a little bit more to what the recipe is. And the important thing is, folks, it's entirely what you like. If you don't like the flavour, don't use it, you know, add it to something else and so forth. You can add and mix and change things as you like with cooking. That's what I mean by the connection. It's just one of those things, whatever you like is perfectly correct. Also, what you'll notice is that I use a whole egg. Usually I use yolks for mayonnaise. Now the reason why I use the whole egg is because A, it goes further. You get more out of the egg. You don't have to toss the white out, or you don't have to use the white. You can use the one egg. B, it's a lot lighter. The actual mayonnaise isn't as dense. And 3, it's healthier for you because using the white, which has no cholesterol, and the yolk, a little bit of cholesterol in that. But anyway, this is what it is. So now we're going to get all this happening, and also the water and the vinegar and the lemon juice I'll add as I'm going along, because again, it breaks it down, and we want to do that later on as we're adding the oil to it. So we'll just get that happening as we speak. What's happening is the actual egg is being broken up with the blades, of course, and it's really getting a lot. It's like when you're doing a whisked egg, you know, with a whisk, as I explained earlier, and just getting a lot of air into it. So that really allows it all to start to emulsify on its own. So the longer you do that at the start, it's very important. Even when you're doing it with a whisk, if you don't have a blender, with a whisk in a bowl, allow that to mix together first of all, nice and thick, and that's good now. Probably take a little bit more time in a bowl with a whisk. And now we're going to start adding the oil. And as you can see, the oil is we're adding it at a good rate. We're actually pouring it in quite somewhat. Not too slow. You can hear the actual mayonnaise starting to thicken, or starting to become a mayonnaise. The actual ingredients are starting to thicken as a whole sauce. You can actually see it in the blender itself that it's becoming one, and that is quite thick as it is. So now what we'll do is we'll add the the lemon juice. You can hear that. That's actually breaking it up, making it a lot thinner, and we'll add also the vinegar, which is here as well. The vinegar and the lemon juice, they're still an acid, but they are different in their actual acidity levels, so they give a different flavour as well. It's still quite thick, and so we're going to add that little bit of water here, because that just makes it run nicer, and it makes it a little bit whiter as well. Okay, so I'm just showing you here the texture of the consistency of the mayonnaise itself. I'll just give it a hit. Can you see that? How it's just sort of nice and thick, but still a bit soft. Before it was a lot thicker than that. It wasn't allowing that nice smoothness. So when we've added the vinegar and the olive oil to it, the vinegar and the lemon juice and the water, that's made all the difference to actually make it nice and smooth. So now we'll have a taste of this. The great thing about homemade mayonnaise, it's cost effective, it takes very little time, and you can keep it for about 4 weeks in the fridge, truly. It's a great thing because there's so much oil content in there, and the Dijon keeps for a while, that they all help to preserve, and there's no bacteria that actually lives in oil, so that's why it's cool, even though there is egg in there. So there we go. And what I've done is I've actually cut up some nice little bits of carrot, just in the moment that we got a bit organised and clean, and we just, you can use it as a dip for some vegetable dip, anything you like. You can actually even mix nuts through it, mix cream cheese, use it for so many different things, you know. Mix it in with sauces to give it a different flavour. It's just an amazing thing, but you know, cooking's amazing. Just connecting with it and allowing it to really let your imagination run free with cooking, and that's the greatest thing about cooking. It can really enhance, you know, your confidence in the kitchen when you do allow it to let it run. You know, you just got to connect with it, and hey, just have a good time with it, because it's fantastico proprio. The nicest thing, la bellissima cosa, the nicest thing is the acidity, the creaminess, and the sweetness of the carrot that comes through with the creaminess and the acidity of the mayonnaise. It's just beautiful. So thank you very much. Buon appetito and arrivederci from the ItalianCookingClass.com. Grazie.